Hi everyone and welcome to the Apostate Prophet. As you all know, the work that I do and others do as well is considered quite controversial. Criticizing Islam, talking about its facts, giving you my opinion about it, or just making fun of it. When I say I criticize Islam, some Muslims even say, no, you insult Islam, and therefore we can insult you too, on a personal level, you disgusting shoe cleaner. To them, making fun of their prophet is equal to them calling me names and wishing for my death. That's quite ironic, because I'm a former Muslim. According to all major scholars, I deserve the death penalty for leaving Islam and for talking against it. Yet I am the inappropriate one because I make jokes about Islam. As you may know, jokes are currently among the top death causes in the world. Such great logic can be found in Mohammed's Islamic world, that is not surprisingly also known for their great diplomatic relations with the rest of the world, and for how peaceful it is, and developed. Okay, let's just drop it. By the way, the jokes as death causes might be true in this world. Just take my word, I'm a prophet. Anyway, insulting Islam being a controversial thing is quite ridiculous considering that Islam doesn't respect other people's beliefs or disbeliefs at all. And neither did Muhammad. We often see this weird argument that Islam respects other religions and that Muhammad advocated respecting other religions. Yeah, it usually comes from less knowledgeable Muslims, also called moderate Muslims. Of course, that's complete nonsense, because the Quran explicitly insults the religions of Jews, Christians, pre-Islamic polytheists, and all others. It also insults every disbeliever and calls everyone, including Christians and Jews, the worst of creation. But let's focus on something really tough here, and I really want to focus on that alone, because I think it's a very strong argument against Islam, and especially against Islam as a religion of peace, which is a never-ending joke. Muhammad's desecration of other people's religions. It is a very well-known fact that Muhammad, who himself came from pre-Islamic Arab paganism, polytheism, fought very fiercely against those pagans after he declared Islam and after he gathered more power. Initially, his message sounded more like, "This is the true religion, please believe us, follow us." When he had more power, it turned into, "This is the true religion, please join and follow us, or we will smash you." His deal with the pagans was that the pagans allegedly persecuted him and his followers after he declared Islam as a new religion. They persecuted his believers, forced them out of Mecca, attacked them, and wanted to capture Muhammad and put an end to Islam. Those people could have been heroes. Therefore, those pagans are widely condemned in the Quran. Allah was very angry with them, and He made that very clear in the Quran, a book that was created before the creation of humankind. Therefore, Muhammad fought them very harshly, and once he overpowered them, once he conquered Mecca from the Arab polytheists, he went into the Kaaba and destroyed all idols belonging to the Arab polytheists. He destroyed them all. This is well substantiated and told in several hadiths and biographies of Muhammad. To give you a short recap, the Kaaba was held by the pre-Islamic pagans before, but Muhammad claimed that it was his God's, Allah's, holy site, and therefore made a claim on it and took it from the polytheists to designate it as the center of Islam. I talked extensively about this in a dedicated episode, The Truth About the Kaaba. Now, many Muslims hear this. They are educated in childhood about the story of Muhammad destroying the idols in the Kaaba. But no one ever questions the morality of this story, because Muslims are told that the idols are evil and forbidden, a perversion. And Allah wanted the idols destroyed, especially because they were in the Kaaba, inside Allah's house. But thinking about it further, especially in today's time where we talk so much about respecting other people's beliefs, doesn't it seem a bit barbaric and hostile of Muhammad to destroy the idols, the holy idols of another religious group? No matter what they have done, no matter what their fight was, no matter how much they fought and persecuted each other, we are talking about the sacred of a different religious group. The argument that the Kaaba is Allah's site, that it belongs to Islam, and that Muhammad can do whatever he wants with it, is not even a justification from any non-Islamic point of view. If you are a Muslim and you think this way, Just imagine another religion after Islam emerging and claiming that the Kaaba is their holy site. Would you have any understanding for another religion, another religious group, coming and destroying the Kaaba and building their own thing on top of it? If you think the idols were a man-made perversion and an insult to your God, would you also have an understanding for anyone else claiming that your religion, your Kaaba, your mosques, your Quran were a perversion, a falsehood, an insult, and destroying them? Yes, it's the same thing. But this point aside, why did Muhammad even destroy the idols inside the Kaaba? Couldn't he have moved the idols away to a safe place, somewhere else, to show that he respects other people's beliefs and that he doesn't want to destroy their holies? Why did he have to destroy them? Because they represent a false belief? Would Islam tolerate it as well, again, if another religious group came, and instead of moving things, instead of making things safe for Muslims, just came and destroyed everything? Would that be the right thing to do? Going by Muhammad's logic, that would be the right thing to do. Destroying the Kaaba, destroying Qurans and mosques would be the right thing to do. Destroying this sweet place in Medina would be the right thing to do. Going by any sane and reasonable person's logic, Muhammad obviously overreacted. He was too aggressive, too angry, too hostile, and he just destroyed the holiest things belonging to the pagans, and was never able to return them ever again. They are lost forever. Does that mean Muhammad acted wrongfully? Something you can't even say as a Muslim. Does that mean Allah, the Almighty, acted wrongfully when He inspired Muhammad and made him destroy the idols? I don't know. To me, it seems like we all can be much more reasonable, much more patient than Allah and Muhammad, don't you think? The desecration of other people's holy artifacts and temples didn't end with the Kaaba. Reportedly, Muhammad also destroyed temples on his way of conquest. He let his followers destroy a very holy, a very important, a unique idol, Al-Uzza, hidden in a very sacred place, while some still worshipped the idol. A companion of him destroyed idols and a temple in Yemen that is also called a Kaaba, something every Muslim should probably learn. Muhammad destroyed the idol of Allat in Taif and burned the temple to the ground. There are many other such reports, and we can assume, looking at these reports, that Muhammad destroyed more temples and idols in Arabia that weren't even reported. Because we know that pre-Islamic polytheists were worshippers of stones and idols, and had their temples everywhere. Departing from pagans, even after Muhammad, Caliph Umar built an Islamic prayer house on top of the Temple Mount, the holiest site of Judaism, which is of course justified by claiming that Jews betrayed their God and that Islam was the rightful religion. Just turn this around and think of the Islamic outrage. He also turned churches into mosques. Other Jewish and Christian temples were turned into Islamic temples in Jerusalem. Pagan sites, churches, and synagogues were destroyed to the north of Arabia, in North Africa. In India, we have historic reports of hundreds, probably thousands of Hindu, Jain, and Buddhist temples being destroyed, most importantly in Muslim ruler Aurangzeb's time. Zoroastrian temples in Persia were either destroyed or turned into mosques. The Hagia Sophia, the center of Orthodox Christianity, was desecrated and turned into a mosque by the Ottomans, and so on. As you can see, neither Muhammad nor other Muslims, Islam, respected other people's beliefs and the artifacts, the temples of other people. Islamic history, beginning with Muhammad, is full of the desecration of other people's holies. Islam punishes what it calls false belief and disbeliever. Therefore, Islam is not a religion of peace, which is a stupid thing to say. Any opposite claim is pure ignorance of well-substantiated Islamic sources, historical Islamic sources, and objective historical sources. To the fundamentalist Muslim, this is not even a problem. If you go and ask the fundamentalists of our time, or the revivalists, they will tell you that destroying the idols and destroying the temples of pagans is the right thing to do. It is a sunnah, an emulation of Muhammad's life, and therefore a form of worship. They might cite the hadith, which clearly say that Muhammad destroyed the idols, cursed the polytheists, said truth has come and falsehood has vanished, falsehood is bound to vanish. They might cite instructions to destroy images when you come across them. Or Muhammad saying that he came to break the idols so that only Allah would be worshipped. No wonder, these are the same sources that groups like ISIS cite when they go ahead and destroy 1,000-year-old sites on their way that the world cries about because we are losing history. Well, Islam doesn't respect history. Muhammad didn't respect history. If it is not obvious enough, the idols of pre-Islamic Arabs were of great significance to civilizations as well, and Muhammad is the reason we can't even look at those anymore. Just the way many of his followers after him are responsible for the loss of historic buildings, statues, and other sites in other parts of the world. When Muslims think of the pre-Islamic polytheists, they just think of them as people in the Quran, in the book, in their religion. When we think about them objectively, they were a civilization that had their own artifacts of historical significance that are lost forever because of Muhammad, because of Islam. No wonder, this is the same religion that comes with the order to fight all people until everyone testifies that no one but Allah deserves to be worshipped. It is not a religion of mutual respect, peace, and tolerance. Therefore, I will never respect Islam. With all of this taken into consideration, it is really ridiculous that my criticism or my ridiculing of Islam is considered controversial or harmful in any way. If you are a Muslim and you really care about mutual respect, peace, and tolerance, now is the right time to do the right thing. Turn your back on Islam. Thanks for watching. Videos on this channel are mostly not monetized, so you can watch them without ads. If you want to support our cause of spreading awareness and informing the masses, Muslims, and others about Islam, you can support this channel on Patreon or directly on apostateprophet.com. You can find it both in the description. Thank you all so much for your contribution. I will be back again. Have a great time and stay away from Islam.